So basically, this is a memory from when you were that young.
Yeah, so I use my memory a lot in my work. I don't really have any picture references, so I think it's a healthy practice to use my memory and make some of these images.
It's
I think
brilliant.
that could
Yeah.
could probably be some healing for anybody who have memory problems.
Yeah, and also the people that are so used to having a picture on Instagram to go by and not having to actually think about it and not having to dream about it.
Mhm. Right.
It's pretty cool that this is what you remember and there was no photograph that you took it from.
No photograph, and you could do those things, at the beginning of the movies when they say these scenes are exaggerated for entertainment purposes. I could do the same thing in my artwork. I could just tell little bitty lies with color.
Stories. They're not lies, they're stories. I love it. Hi, I am today with Jonah, and you are an amazing young artist. And I'm super excited to share with people the work you're doing, but also who you are, the person behind the work.
Mm.
And so on my podcast, I talk with very many diverse political leaders, but inspiring leaders. And you're a young, inspiring artist. And you're a leader because you're out there doing stuff and showing that there's no boundaries.
Right.
And I think that's really impressive and very cool. And I hope that from this, people will get to learn about who you are, about your art, but also some people just become inspired to go out and do something they're passionate about that perhaps they didn't think they could do.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being in the studio today. This is definitely an honor to
Cool.
have you interviewing me.
Well, thank you. So, I'm just going to jump right into it because you told me that this is an art project you're working on.
Right.
Not like little glasses, but an
Sure
art
is.
project you're working on um, about the Globetrotters.
Right.
And I just want to preface the interesting piece, which is we talked about it before we started. Like for me, the Globetrotters were part of my childhood. You and I are so different, but yet we have something that brings us together, a
Right.
common humanity, but yet the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And for me, like I would go to see the Globetrotters every year they came into LA when I was little, and my grandparents would schlep us and we would go there and I would just sit there and then I'd go home. Don't laugh like I try and do what they
Trying
did.
new tricks.
Their tricks, and I could spin the ball on my finger, so give me a little credit, but
Okay.
other than that, couldn't do anything. But it was something that for me was so important, and here you are, and we are, like, bonding on this moment. Tell us a little bit about this.
So the Harlem Globetrotters, of course, they started in the late 40s, early 50s, throughout the 50s, and still to this day. But I wanted to dive into the history of basketball and also the history that is surrounded around the term Globetrotters. This black man trotting the globe, going around performing, performing, also playing basketball. But I watched the documentary and I found out, some of the first black or African American basketball players went to the NBA from the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And I was really interested into that history because I like to talk about history in my work, Black history, and I was just into the term Globetrotter. I was like, oh wow, I can relate to that term as far as like African American trotting the globe willingly and unwillingly. So it was a way for me to, be keep history alive in sports, but also,
In your history.
yeah, in my history.
Yeah. And can you tell me a little bit and we're gonna walk around, but, like, the hands and the holes, and I see here you have the African continent, and is this like each one is gonna be a little different, and here you have a head and
Yeah. So the reason why I cut out certain parts is it's in conversation with another African American artist named Fred Wilson. He played with a lot of globes and a lot of the artifacts from different museums, and he would go in and curate his own shows and also make his own original work. But he's done work when he's using globes and cutting out different parts to create dialogue and conversation around world topics. And I was like, oh man, I definitely want to play with that concept as well. And, just have a conversation with one of my elders in the art world.
right.
And yeah, but yeah, the hand is made out of paper mache. And each globe is found from a thrift store. So, it's always interesting to look at these globes because it has so many, it has history on it. And it has like ships going from different places.
Yep.
So it has like, continents and countries that have changed over time, names. And I think just history, these are like ancient artifacts because no one has globes in their houses anymore. So I'm like thinking of
They don't, but and it's interesting, I wonder if young people even know what globes are.
right.
And the idea of a globetrotter is so interesting. It's like in
Yeah.
the word is everything about it. But I
Yeah.
don't even know if they would know that a globetrotter was actually around a globe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so interesting.
It
Yeah.
it
And
really
you're a
is.
lot younger and you knew globes.
I knew globes. I knew the Globetrotters too because they were coming around.
Yep.
They came to my city and I saw them
Where'd you
swimming
grow
around.
up?
I grew up in Houston, Texas. Houston,
Okay.
Texas.
And what was it like? You had like a family? What was it like growing up in Houston?
In Houston, it was really great. I feel like the neighborhood that I grew up in was predominantly black, so it was very beautiful. It was fun every day. It was always something going on in our community. And I was raised by my father on throughout the week and my mother on the weekend. So I live I live different lives throughout the week, different perspectives. So I would be with my siblings on the weekend and I was raised by my father during the week. So yeah.
And did you when you went to school, did you have a teacher or teachers that could see that you were gonna be an artist that saw your talent?
You know what's crazy? I didn't start making artwork until I was a junior in college.
Wow.
So I was an athlete throughout, most of my life, and that's why you see a lot of themes from like basketball.
Sports.
Yeah, sports.
You played basketball.
Played basketball, baseball, and football. So I played everything just to keep me busy. But I would doodle in class, and I wouldn't really take art serious like that. So, art then painting, I didn't start painting until 2015.
Wow. And when you started painting, was that in Houston or had you already moved here?
I was actually attending the University of Texas at San Antonio, and that's where I took the painting class for non-art majors.
And did you have a great teacher there
I
that
had a great teacher, her name was Brittany Ham, and she encouraged me. She didn't really help me out a lot. She was just like, "Yeah, Jonah, you kind of know what you're doing already."
Yeah,
And she just let me flow. And from there, I switched my major over to art, and now I'm in
never
California.
stopped.
Never stop.
That's great. I love
Never
that.
stop.
I love that. Okay, let's walk around because I wanted people to
Yeah.
hear a little bit about like the art you've done and show us some of the pieces and what they mean to you.
Oh yeah, so this one right here with this bicycle wheel, this is actually this is something I started doing, assemblages using found materials, found objects, and kind of like assembling them onto wood or anything they could pretty much get rigged on. And this piece is actually reflecting that neighborhood in Third Ward that I grew up in, and this wheel actually spins.
Oh, wow.
So I like to spin that one. and then when
Very great.
and then when it slows down and it starts to like rock back and forth, it actually creates like a little illusion, something the camera won't see, but you can only experience in person. It's like
Right.
you would have to stare at a window, and when the wheel starts to rock back and forth, it makes it look like the car is bouncing up and down. But the camera is not going to catch that, so they're going to think I'm super crazy for using touch.
That's fine.
But yeah, and then we have like
What are these round paintings?
these round paintings. It was a way for me to really play with perspective, playing with being underneath. In grad school, I thought of, if I was an ant, how would I see the world if they could see how we see? So it made me think about this underneath perspective, and putting it on a circle really captured that underneath perspective because it's a circle, our eyes are circles, we see out of circles, and it just flowed, and it makes sense, but it's also surreal.
And then you have, I don't know if people can see, but then you have the soles of tennis shoes as part of your artwork.
Yeah, so a part of my real soul is I'm from the sneaker culture, and I in high school I used to sell shoes all the time, Jordan specifically, to keep money in my pocket. I actually helped my father put down a down payment on my first car by selling shoes.
Amazing.
And yeah, so I took the sole off of one of my old sneakers, and I started to bind it on the circle, the wood panels.
Incredible. Yeah. And then over here, what do you have on the
This is actually a djembe drum. I got it from Sika's store. Rest in peace to Sika. He's in Leimert Park. But yeah, I got this little bitty drum from Sika's shop, and it's a scene of really I'm in this scene, but it's from my memory where we were doing drum practice right before we were going to boxing class.
Interesting.
So it was a
How old were you?
I think I was around the age of between 6 and 8, 6 and 8, 6 or 6 or 9.
So basically, this is a memory from when you were that young.
Yeah, so I use my memory a lot in my work. I don't really have any picture references, so I think it's a healthy practice to use my memory and make some of these images.
It's
I think
brilliant.
that
Yeah.
could probably be some healing for anybody who have memory problems.
Yeah, and also the people that are so used to having a picture on Instagram to go by and not having to actually think about it and not having to dream about it.
Mhm. Right.
It's pretty cool that this is what you remember and there was no photograph that you took it from.
No photograph, and you could do those things, you know, at the beginning of the movies when they say these scenes are exaggerated for entertainment purposes. I could do the same thing in my artwork. I could just tell little bitty lies with color.
Stories. They're not lies, they're stories. I love it. It's really special.
Thank you.
And caring and now what do we have here?
Oh, now we have a series that I've been working on for the past couple of years. It's a prayer series. And it started, I want to say in like October, well, this specific composition with the kid on his knees. It's actually a memory as well of me painting, not painting, of me praying um, before I go to sleep, right before I go to sleep. And, you know, I have the basketball trophy. So this is just a larger painting of the smaller one that I have in the corner over there. But this is this is coming along. It's a work in progress. Really playing with that Caravaggio style
Yeah,
and
I see it.
chiaroscuro
Yeah.
style. So
Italian
yeah,
masters,
yeah. So
and that yet it's you currently or you as a child.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah, and you know, as you know, playing with the, you know, what they say they call old masters, and playing with that style and that foundation of how they play with darkness and just challenging those things and doing what, you know, kind of having a conversation with them,
Special.
but also keeping my history in the piece.
I love it. And every young person wants his or her trophy there.
Gotta have your trophies on display, something to keep you motivated every day. I wanted to go to the MLB, so I was in my prayer here. I probably was like, you know, I want to be Barry Bonds or
Yeah.
whoever, Craig Biggio, you know, some of my favorite players.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay, we're carrying on. Let's keep
Carrying on,
We're
yeah.
gonna slide out of the way.
So this is another, well, this one is a work in progress too. This is also the prayer
Yeah.
series. This is a big piece that I'm working on, just of a circle of men praying together. I feel like it was a very cinematic scene. So this also goes with the prayer series, but to the left of this is another series called the Bootlicker series, where I can really just channel my inner Robert Colescott and play with politics and just how I feel and my perspective on politics and just different things in Black culture that I think is funny.
Mm.
So it's really a way for me to reflect on memory, use comedy, and, you know,
Yeah.
make interesting compositions that'll create conversation.
Yeah. Oh, they're very interesting.
Yes.
They look amazing together.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's that from beneath perspective, as if someone had a camera down below on the boot, just centering, just figuring out where to tell these stories.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you brought me to the beginning to the ant, and then on the other one you were from above. So you're really a lot about from where you're seeing things.
Yeah, yeah, I really like, because I feel like everything's been painted, everything's been done. There's nothing new under the sun. So I feel like with me as a painter, I always see myself as like a Gordon Parks. I'm behind the camera. So it's like, where do I want to tell this story? And, you know, just provide, you know, trying to figure out ways to keep the viewer interested in the work and, you know, have them feel like, dang, where am I when I
Yeah.
step into this scene? Why am I viewing this image?
Yeah. It's
And
great.
how would I feel if I was actually there watching someone shine the shoes or licking the boot, kissing the boot? You know, how would that make you feel? So that's something I'm always, you know, challenging
Mm,
myself psychologically and also the viewer.
interesting. Yeah.
And this is another prayer piece. I think last time I was in here, this piece was like incomplete, but now it's done, and it's you know, holding hands. It's a continuation of the prayer series, but this is like more so a Thanksgiving or a Christmas scene
Yeah.
of praying right before you eat. But someone's praying too long. Someone's taking too long.
You can
to
see it in his
pray.
face.
And he's like, please wrap it up. I'm ready.
Because he's like looking at the food.
He's looking at the food. So the macaroni and cheese.
That might be the child in you going, okay, we waited long enough.
Yeah, we waited long enough. Like, hey, wrap it up, please.
Yep.
Like, so it's always that one person that takes the prayer too long.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we.
And wait, I just want to point out, I love the references to the art that you put up there.
Oh yeah, the up top, yeah, up top. So I wanted to just provide like different leaders or different leaders in the Black community. Also, sometimes you go in a Black household, they might have a painting of Black Jesus. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting. It's always been interesting to me, even having a white Jesus on a wall in a Black household. I thought it was always funny to me. So wanted to provide some dialogue and conversation with the images that I put on the wall.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. And what do we have here? I know you got work in progress.
This is a work in progress, a series it's kind of a continuation. I'm starting to merge the Bootlicker series, but also the theme of this one is called The Bad American Dream. So it's acronym for BAD, B-A-D, but it's also about, what if I had these dreams where I went to the past and I lived the life of one of my ancestors of, just a different history, and just, different experiences of being tested on and actually, channeling my inner ancestor and, going through having that dream, waking up and actually having a bad dream. Like, oh, I just experienced slavery, or I just, something like that, just going back to that moment, but just thinking about that thing. So this is what this it's kind of playful, but it's also like surrealistic. And it's like my sci-fi series, I would say. So very science fiction. Move some of this stuff over. There we go. So
Yeah, I see that you have like a really interesting dynamics between maps, history. You have a lot of interest in the little green
toy
toy
soldiers.
soldiers, which is part of childhood, but also what they represent.
Yeah, I was like always wonder. I was like, why do we have toy soldiers as kids? Like, why would we want to play with toy soldiers as little bitty 5-year-olds? Like, what type of programming is that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think we've thought that out far enough as a society.
I don't know. I don't think we have. So, and just when I was making this piece, really the ground that he's standing on is the silhouette of America, but it's just turned sideways.
I see that now. Yeah,
Florida,
Texas.
Yeah, so just thinking about what's going on in the world or the past couple of months with green, quote unquote, toy soldiers or soldiers that's, doing things in the.
Well, listen, that's the beauty of art, which is you're getting to express what you're feeling or dreaming or wanting to share with others.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a time where I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me, but we have to respect, like, you can share how you feel, I share how I feel, and we have to hear each other.
Exactly.
And so I think like when I see this, it kind of reminds me of like what art does, which is it connects people and people can see it for different things, but you as the artist are able to express who you are in this moment.
Yeah.
And it's really powerful.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. It's a lot there.
This is like the news to me.
It's like a lot there. There's just a lot in there.
It's actually like, it's like a little scene that I glued on here and the news is on the TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like the news scene.
Yeah.
Zoomed out.
Yeah. Wow.
And as we go around, so more of the Bad American Dream series that I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here.
Right.
I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. It looks very interesting. It's a very, it's a from above perspective. So I'm really trying to figure out where I am painting this scene. So, yeah, so I'm still working on that. And then 2 more, the original,
Prayers.
the prayer series, these 2. And then this is just a study of the prayer series, figuring out where the light source is.
Right.
Just a different perspective too. So I'm kind of in this room and I'm taking the camera around. So as if I'm in the scene and I'm like, okay, let me shoot it from here. Let me shoot it from this angle.
Right.
And just figuring out the angles. And
I love it. And this studio is amazing.
thank you.
Because it's like full of you
Right.
in a really beautiful way. So, okay, so we have this last part where I love to ask, I think we should stand in front of your big painting here.
Oh, yeah.
Because this one is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And before I ask you my last questions, Tell us a little bit about this painting.
Ah, yeah. So this is called the so-called American Negro, the Great American so-called American Negro. But this is that it's the silhouette from the Bootlicker, and also me sketching out my sculpture, my Globetrotter sculpture, with me cutting out Africa. But it's a mirror in the actual sculpture,
Mhm.
and it's just a silhouette of not a silhouette, but a just a way for me to play with, Black history, Dr. Martin Luther King, with a holy Bible on the TV. It's a very I think it's not a realistic thing you would really see from this angle. So it's something I'm just playing with. I feel like a child just playing with different topics and politics and just
And is the boot come from growing up in Houston?
yes. So, seeing cowboy boots all the time.
Yeah.
And then it was like it came back up, like the boots were common. I was seeing people in LA and all over. I think Beyonce was going around, and
Very
all
cool.
of yeah, all of a sudden the cowboy theme was coming back. So it was like perfect for my bootlicker series.
Yeah, I love it. Well, it's really special.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna do my quick questions. I
Mhm,
do them with everybody, just fun, get to know you.
mhm.
And you can answer with one word or a sentence, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, first question. What is your favorite scent or smell?
Mm. First, off the top of my head, I think lavender,
Okay. Favorite color?
gray.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know with all of these colors.
Yeah, I love that. Favorite word?
Ambiguous.
Mm, okay. Favorite meal? One meal. What would be your favorite meal?
My wife. I gotta answer this correctly because she's looking. I would have to say pasta, some type of pasta, or a dang. I like Italian food too. I'm really thrown off right now. Food always puts me in a blender. You know what? I'm gonna go really basic right now because I want some pizza. Some
Pizza.
pizza,
Pizza sounds good.
pizza.
Pizza. Sorry to bring that. Um, what is your favorite drink or something that you would like? Because we're not having coffee. Oh, this is a coffee connection.
Mm,
What would you?
I love
What
coffee.
you love coffee? I love coffee. Yeah, I should have brought coffee, but it's afternoon, so I have to like a little break from the coffee so we can sleep tonight.
It's all good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah. And what is your favorite household chore?
Household chore. I think now, I really find peace in like washing dishes.
Okay.
I just noticed that this week.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. And if you could have coffee with somebody that's no longer here from our past, from your past, who would you have coffee with?
um, I would have coffee with an artist named Charles White.
Why?
Um, very he inspired some of my favorite artists that are still living now. He's historically known around LA, around the world as a visual artist, a draftsman, a great draftsman using charcoal. And I would just love to pick his brain about, how to go about maneuvering the art world,
Gotcha.
dealing with politics, dealing with, his, the stuff that he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So
Learn from his experience.
learn from his experience.
Yeah. And who would you have coffee with right now who's alive and well?
Alive and well.
Like somebody you don't know, never met, want to have coffee with.
Uh, I'm just going with my favorite artist, Kerry James Marshall.
Okay.
So Kerry James Marshall, that's somebody I would love to have coffee with, just to pick his brain.
Okay. Great. And if you could go anywhere in the world with your wife, where would you go?
We would go to Egypt.
Mm,
Egypt. Go and check out the pyramids.
sounds like a good trip. Okay. My last question, which I ask everybody. What does joy mean to you and what brings you joy?
Joy to me means freedom. And what brings me joy is being in my studio,
Mm.
being free to talk about whatever I want to, paint whatever I want to, and listen to great music while painting.
What music do you listen to?
Lately I've been listening to a lot of jazz. John Coltrane, specific album is Crescent. It's a very peaceful album.
Peaceful. And my last part is if when you're joyful, what does that mean to you in terms of how you treat others or how you see the world?
I think it's all about treating others how you would want to be treated. I think that's if you want to be treated with respect, or if I think that's the way. That's a joy. What was the question? A
How
joyful.
do you share your joy?
How do I share my joy? By treating people how I would like to be treated.
Yeah.
Treating people with respect, elders, treating them how I treat my grandparents, my my elders.
Yeah. This has been joyful. This has been amazing, and you are an incredible artist, and I'm so excited to share your work and your humanity with so many other people. So thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. I really appreciated this. This was good. This was
Thank you.
good.
I'm
Thank
getting a hug.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Liz. Thanks for hanging out with me on Liz's Coffee Connection. Before you go, do yourself a favor. Turn off the doom scrolling, dial down the noise, and start joy scrolling, because there's a lot of good in the world. People are kind, joy is real, and you don't have to miss it. If this episode made you smile or feel a little lighter, share it with someone who could use that lift, because sharing really is caring, and we could all use a little extra joy these days. Have a beautiful day, and don't forget to subscribe to Liz's Coffee Connection. Until next week's coffee, ciao.